you have 2 kids?
I have one
You have
daughter. One daughter, 23.
Okay, boom. This is perfect. So your advice to exactly. I mean, this is this is just open-ended questions.
I've answered this before.
You have a 23-year-old daughter. She's at the quote unquote prime of her life right now. People, I'm sure, you know, if you're her dad and a hot mom, I'm sure she's looking all right. What are you telling her? Are you saying, hey, listen, babe, you've got a few years to capitalize on this. I want you to go to school. I want you to be successful, but not too successful. And here's what I want you to do. What are you telling your daughter?
Well, my daughter's already a girly girl to begin with. Okay, she's a pageant girl. By the way, she knew what's the black girl who just committed suicide? The pageant winner girl who I forget. Chris. I forget her name. Chelsea Christ, I think is what her name is.
Sorry.
Which is very tragic.
Tragic. This just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah. And so, but she's very feminine. She's naturally feminine. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She's doing postgraduate work. I won't tell you what college is on publicly, but she's just finishing up her postgrad. She has a boyfriend who is very much alpha guy, a hockey player.
Okay.
And so
older.
Yes. And she naturally, I think, gravitates towards guys who are, I would say, follow a certain template or a certain model. And yes, to be honest with you, I've said the same thing. I said, you know, you are at the prime of your life. You're at the peak where your selection, your
what does she tell you when you tell
agency
her that?
is that. Well, see, that's the problem. This is my daughter. This is Rollo Tomassi's daughter. Okay, so this is kind of like I'm biased here. She's going to be biased because she's getting this from me. But of course, like the problem that most women have with what I have to say when they have a problem with it is they tend to conflate sexual market value with their personal worth. And that's, I think, remember you were asking me what advice would you give to women? I would say, look, there's a difference between your sexual market value and your personal value. So when women say, well, look, I've got a career, I have my own business, I have all of this stuff, I did everything that I was told to do by the books, I'm a powerful alpha female, and still can't find a man, but this is where I'm at. How dare you tell me that I'm not hot or I'm not attractive? And the problem that I have is that when you conflate sexual market value with your personal worth becomes what you think should be attractive or what men should find attractive in you. Men are not necessarily looking for a woman who is a high-powered CEO or an attorney or whatever. They're looking for a girl who's like good-looking, feminine, and sexually available, and they want to get with that. And anything beyond that point, once you've established that relationship, that's all gravy after that point. But they're not looking for a guy. They're not men are generally heterosexual men are not looking for another guy to marry. They're looking for a woman to marry because that's the complementary nature between men and women.
You're not even talking about homosexuality. You're talking about another woman who
we can talk about homosexuality.
No, but in this context, you're talking about they don't want to marry a woman who is trying to be a man. Like that's what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah, we're looking for the yin and the yang, right? I mean, I've said this before. Like people will throw rocks at me. So let me be clear right now. From my perspective, men and women are innate, natural, evolved complements to one another. My strengths as a man complement my wife's weaknesses as a woman and vice versa. We are better together than we are apart. And the problem is as you were saying before, is that we have this separation. Why aren't people getting married? Why aren't we forming these monogamous families? Why you talked to Jordan Peterson a little while ago was a socially enforced monogamy. Why is that a thing of the past all of a sudden? It's because men or women literally have no use for men, except for a few top tier guys that they're being, whether by force or by choice, are being forced or choice to choose that one guy and share that one guy. So when we talk about high powered guys and having, why would that guy who has at the peak of his sexual selectivity, maybe he's 37 years old, 36 or 37 years old, he's on top of his game, he's hitting his stride, he's made his first millions, he's got his own business, he's the success story of manhood. Why is he going to want to get with a woman who is like his equal, or that he would perceive as his equal, and not get with a lot of hot girls like Dan Bilzerian or something like that, or get with a lot of women at one time, have that sexual selectivity, and then choose from among them who he wants to have children with and who he wants to have a family with.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.